Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock and I'm Megan Lentil with your headlines from Solent Journalism. This Friday marks a year since Russia invaded Ukraine. Since the start of the war, some 226 refugees have come to Southampton to escape the conflict. There are plans to mark the anniversary in the city and across the country. Our reporter, Bianca Capatina, sends us this update.
I'm currently at Queen's Peace Fountain in East Park, Southampton, where on Friday at 7 p.m. a vigil will take place to honor the ones who have suffered and died in the Russian-Ukrainian war. Friday the 24th will mark a year since Putin invaded Ukraine. Along the vigil on the day, there will also be a national 2-minute silence at 11 a.m. Nobody thought that the Russian-Ukrainian war will last until now, but a year later, many people are still suffering from the daily consequences of the conflict. Up to date, Southampton has welcomed 226 Ukrainians and helped them integrate into the local life. In the meantime, the council is providing more information on how they help Ukrainian refugees. You can check our website for more details. And don't forget, on Friday, there will be a national 2-minute silence at 11 a.m. and a vigil taking place here at Queen's Peace Fountain, Southampton at 7 p.m. This has been Bianca Capatina for Solent Journalism.
And in our bulletin tomorrow, we will have more on how the year has unfolded in Ukraine and the cost of the war. We will also be running stories and analysis on our website. A man has been charged with rape and 2 counts of sexual assault after an attack in Palmerston Park on Sunday. Officers were called to the park at 7:07 a.m. following reports a 19-year-old girl had been raped. Rosario Raquel de Reis, 27, appeared in Southampton Magistrates Court yesterday and is yet to enter a plea. He will remain in custody and is scheduled to appear in court again on March the 24th. The £2 bus fare cap in Southampton is set to be extended until June, following an investment of £155 million in the bus recovery grant. This comes after the government announced a national scheme across England to battle the cost of living and provide affordable transport. Our reporter, Francesca Eden, has more on the story.
So this week the Transport Secretary announced that there'd be extra funding for the £2 bus fare scheme. Currently this scheme is in place, which means that bus operators don't have to charge more than £2 for customers to use their services. Bus travel has been capped at £2 and this is to encourage more people to get out of the house and travel by bus so that they can get to work, education or wherever they need to go. The scheme was due to finish at the end of March, but bus operators have been awarded an extra £75 million by the government so that the scheme can be extended for another 3 months. It will then be reviewed at the end of June when it is supposed to end. This has been Francesca Eden for Solent Journalism.
So, some much needed help for anyone struggling with the cost of living crisis there. But many of us have been struggling for a year now. So how are people coping? And is there any more help out there? Our reporter, Daniel Tyson, has been investigating, and his report starts with interviews from people who have had their identities protected.
You keep on working, but it's almost like you're chasing that carrot. It's like dangling in front of you, you're trying to catch it, but each time it's further and further away from you.
Now my life is work and back home. Because I don't have money to travel, to go to the restaurants, no more, just surviving.
Weekly shop increased the price very much.
There's certain things that I know that I would have bought in a certain place that now I'd go somewhere else because they're cheaper.
Petrol's probably the worst thing.
It's an inconvenience for some, but I think for others it's a complete change of life.
The cost of living crisis seems to be one of the biggest challenges at the moment, with millions of households across the UK feeling affected, and this includes many people in Southampton. The question is, what help is there available and is it enough? After hearing from local residents, I'm now going to approach a local councillor, Steve Leggett, who serves as the Cabinet Member for Finance and Change.
The budget for Southampton City Council is close to 200 million. and 70% of that budget is in adult and children's social care. And we've seen a massive increase in demand since the pandemic and also in cost. So therefore that puts big challenges on other departments. So our budget is set in February, and all the assumptions about inflation and interest rates and pay awards actually were wildly inaccurate because of the spike in inflation. And of course, well, the council have got a suite of policies around cost of living crisis because it affects people in different ways. So it gives advice and guidance on its website, and it communicates via social media on opportunities for residents. You know, people need to be able to feel that they can talk to people, explain to people their issues.
With the new financial year starting in April, the council tax is set to rise by up to 5% for most regions, with 2.99% increase for the residents of Southampton. Energy prices are expected to rise by 20% on average due to another shift of the energy price guarantee caps. On the other hand, April will also bring an increase in the minimum wage by approximately 10%. This means that the national living wage will grow from £9.50 to £10.42. For Solent Journalism, Daniel Tyson.
Now, next week is Eating Disorder Awareness Week. This year, the focus is on how men deal with the conditions. It is estimated 1 in 4 of those who suffer with an eating disorder are men, and the aim is to get them to open up more about the issue. We asked people in Southampton why men don't face up to such illnesses and what needs to happen.
Because I guess society has kind of built men to be a certain way and not vulnerable, or not even discuss that. They're meant to be like strong and stuff, you know. So, and not a lot of men reach out, and I guess they don't realise that it's an eating disorder.
Ignorance. Just not aware of it. As I say, you do tend to think it's more of a female thing, to be honest.
I guess part of the shame is that it's a very isolating thing. We kind of don't really think that it's not part of our normal day-to-day life that these things exist, so it's shameful in that way.
Embarrassment, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess just embarrassment.
I think they do have it, but I think they don't reach out because men still have this feeling that they shouldn't have a problem with something like that, so they won't tell anyone. I think they'd keep it more secret than a female.
And our reporter, Bianca Capatina, has been investigating that issue and what other issues will be highlighted in campaigns next week. Find out more on our website. Some sport now. It was a big win for Southampton against Chelsea last weekend. However, the Saints remain in the Premier League relegation zone. They play fellow strugglers Leeds United on Saturday in a crucial game. It is the second match where temporary manager Ruben Selesh will be in charge. That's all from us for now. You can find all our stories and more online. Head to solentjournalism.co.uk for more on all of today's stories and coverage of a lecture by anti-racism campaigner Troy Townsend. The Kick It Out ambassador was at Solent talking to students about tackling racism in football. And, of course, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We're back tomorrow.